Good evening. I was reading some comments on my latest video, and something that a subscriber said to me made me want to go off on this like long tangent of an answer. And I thought, rather than just typing up a fucking novel, maybe I would post a confessions video. I'm kind of contemplating this as a series that's like backyard confessions or something, because I love to make confessions in my backyard, but the shortness of our summers would be very restrictive to that series. So we're gonna workshop it, because I feel like I'm gonna have confessions beyond just the summertime. That was the weirdest sentence ever. I feel like I'm gonna have confessions not just in summer. So bathtub confessions, I probably could do that. Anyway, that's not what this is about. I'm here to make my first confession. So I don't know if you want me to shout you out. If your comment is what sparked a video, I'm nervous to be like too intense, you know? Because like when you comment on a video, you don't like necessarily sign up for that level of interest from the person who made the video, that they like mention your name in multiple videos. I don't know if that's what y'all signed up for, so I'm not gonna do that. But if that would be of interest, comment below. So it was a lovely comment, super supportive, and she said, you know, you'll figure out the editing. I'd been talking about how I was trying to teach myself to edit, and it was just such a train wreck. And she said, you know, you'll keep at it, you'll figure out the editing. Here's a suggestion: maybe try like writing down some points so that you don't go off on tangents. And it was like, I took it exactly as it was intended, as just really helpful advice. And she even said at the end, don't ever change, which is like, is there a nicer thing to say to someone than don't ever change? Because isn't that all we're ever doing, is just trying to change because we think that there's something wrong with us? And really the only thing wrong is we need to learn to like ourselves. Anyway, that was a random bonus thought, but let's get to the confessions. So, in regards to the tangents, yes, I go off on tangents, and it makes editing a nightmare, because I can just sit down and talk to the camera for an hour straight, and then my camera turns off and I turn it on and I go for another half an hour. Not kidding. It's a nightmare. And what I have learned about myself, confession number one, this is my first confession. Oh my gosh. Until somebody cuts me off, I will literally never stop talking. It hurts to say out loud. The reason it hurts to say out loud is because I judge myself pretty hard for that. What kind of a self? Who can talk for that long? You know what? What a nightmare. What a nightmare of a human. So, it's interesting the way that we can't help but judge ourselves, you know? It's weird. Saying something out loud, confessing something like that. I challenge you all to make a confession today. It's a weird feeling. Okay, because you just like think of what is everyone thinking, and then, yeah, like what kind of a monster just never stops fucking talking? And it's something that I noticed about myself before I started filming videos. I noticed it when I was around people who were really good listeners, that I would almost find myself like trying to come up with more things to say. And then eventually you realize, oh, they are literally gonna let me keep talking unless I stop myself. They just are. This person is not going to cut me off. They're just not. And to anyone who has ever been in one of those extremely one-sided conversations with me, I am truly sorry. If anyone from my personal life finds this video, I am sorry. And for anyone not in my personal life who is finding this video and strongly considering reporting me to the police, I just want to say I know. It's a nightmare. But this is my explanation, and it's not an excuse. It's something that I'm working very hard on, especially now that I'm aware of it. I've always known that I was talkative, and I've always known that I have to like be careful not to talk over people, be really careful to just let other people speak. It's something that's on my mind constantly in social situations. I'm always very aware of letting other people speak. And my partner is an introvert, and he's very like respectful and like socialized apparently. And I make, great efforts with him to make sure that he has a voice, make sure he gets to speak, and to really like honor and respect and be mindful of his way of being, and to make sure that there's room for him in dialogue and in the relationship. And I try to extend that courtesy to everyone. But some people are so good at listening that you just think they want to hear you keep talking, if that makes any sense. Or something. I don't know how to explain it. But this is why I think I am the way I am. So I come from a family of 4, mom, dad, brother, me. I'm the oldest. And every single person in my family is just as talkative as I am. And I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. We all talk nonstop. And I've been told that like coming to family gatherings, even just like a family dinner of 4, it's very strange because there's always 2 conversations going on and everyone's involved in 2 conversations. And I think it comes from like 4 extroverts. Like extroverts really like a really high threshold of like stimulation, like loud music, loud talking, whatever. A lot of us talk really loud in my family without even realizing it. Myself, I have come to realize that I am yelling constantly. I am never not yelling. It's very hard for me to speak in reasonable tones. I tend to forget that that's a register that I have, that you can just talk. You can just talk. You don't have to yell. Oh my gosh, you don't have to yell. That's for a different confession. But yeah, all of us are extroverts and we just talk over each other. And there's just like, I think that like in my childhood, I just literally never learned to end a sentence or to end a thought on my own because I don't think it ever happened once. We talk over each other and we cut each other off so much and we interrupt one another that I just welcome it. I expect that if people are talking to me that they'll interrupt me, and most people will. I would say 90% of people, usually they'll apologize, they'll be like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, and I'll say, please interrupt me. You absolutely have to interrupt me or you will never get a chance to talk. And so these are things that I'm aware of. These are things that I'm working on. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with myself and the sound of my voice. But yeah, I have noticed it's something that I'll sometimes do in conversation with people who are very good at listening. And I've also noticed that it's something that when I sit in front of a camera, I just don't know when to shut up. So it leaves me with a lot of footage to wade through. And I'm kind of excited about how this YouTube journey of mine is going to give me the tools. It's making me so self-aware because I'm realizing how much I talk. I'm also realizing how much I repeat myself. And I'm realizing how hard I am to follow. It's made me very compassionate toward my husband because it's not really surprising that he has no idea of a goddamn thing I'm saying because I talk in circles and mazes and riddles and I never finish a thought. So thank you, YouTube, for showing me what it's like to have a conversation with me. This has been Confessions number 1. I don't know how to stop talking.
These are my confessions. I'm not trying to avoid a copy claim. I just don't know the actual words of the song or the melody it has. These are my confessions.